Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Nisemonogatari. Tonight we're on episode 10. So, last episode, episode 9. What happened? A phenomenal question. It's interesting, because we're in the middle of Tsukihi Phoenix, right? But the last two episodes have not been very Tsukihi, nor very Phoenix, you know? We keep interacting with Karen, or like Araragi keeps interacting with Karen. I mean, the entire toothbrush thing, the entire thing at the beginning of last episode with like them carrying each other and doing the rock, paper, scissors. We're meeting new characters like Ononoki and Kage Nui. So, I mean, they're kind of just here now. I don't know what's up with them. It almost feels like with the whole, like, Karen B thing, we had, I almost just called him Gestapo. What's his name? Kaiki. We had Kaiki, right? And so it's like with the Tsukihi Phoenix, now we have, like, somebody that's kind of filling a similar role, maybe, as, like, a new oddity expert in the story, but I don't know. It's just there's some weird stuff going on there that's interesting, and I'm curious as to how it will relate to Tsukihi. And what else? Hachikuji. We were with Hachikuji for a minute, and then the girl showed back up again. Right, Ononoki, who I don't even know. She has such a weird design. She's like wearing like rain boots and like teal colors, and I don't know. Before we even get into all that, though, I'll do like a little bit of a scroll through probably. I wanted to do a quick comments pass. So just at the top. What am I doing? Okay, it looks like in the video here, I'm reading the comments. I need to actually wait. Didn't I do a commentception? We need to actually do commentception. Where is it? Right here. Wait. Look. Commentception. Ready? Aha! Commentception. Okay. So, meta-narrative Monogatari. This here says, the meta-narrative isn't really so much thematic as it is the actual story, while the surface narrative is what Araragi throws at you to distract you. Just this conceptually is already crazy to me, and I agree with this. Like, this feels pretty fitting, overall. Not that, like, I have full Monogatari knowledge, but this feels, like, pretty fair, because, just consider that Araragi's the narrator, right? He's narrating it, he's, like, the guy that's telling us the story and we're the audience. So to think that the story that Araragi's throwing at us, he's like trying to distract us by throwing in like elements and like all sorts of just mumbo jumbo, while there's actually another story going on, which is like the story of Araragi telling us the story or whatever. I mean, it's just the layers there and just how meta it is just kind of insane to me. But yeah. The meta-narrative massively affects the surface narrative. Definitely, because I think, like, the meta-narrative is... Because, like, the surface narrative is, like, the story he's telling us. So the meta-narrative is, like, the actual story that Araragi's basing his storytelling off of, right? Because he's telling us things that actually happened to him. It's just all skewed through his lens. And that's the surface story. So if we try to, like, reverse engineer the story back before it was skewed through his like storytelling, then we hit like the actual narrative question mark, and then we could maybe do like what are the themes of that narrative, what are the whatevers of that narrative, which would kind of be where the meta narrative is like pogging. This is just crazy to me. So some stuff I wanted to talk about here. Karen has reduced her insecurity about her femininity enough to get rid of the ponytail she hates. I like that a lot because it's just like she's become more comfortable with being feminine to the point that she doesn't have to like fit the society idea of feminine. Because, like, societally, a ponytail is a feminine thing, but once she's actually, like, more confident in, like, her growing up and her expressing herself, her, like, femininity, she's able to get rid of the societal femininity, right, that she's just been holding on to, and it's like now she can do her own thing, her own way of expressing that. I just like that. That's some good stuff. And then, of course, relates to a lot of the other things that's been going on with, like, Hanakawa and Kanbaru. The crazy bits... It's like this kind of stuff. So, so Karen is like the sun and the human self, while Tsukihi is like the moon and the like. I was working with oddity self. Here it says like comment says moon self. You know, you can maybe we haven't really seen Tsukihi like at all, or not at all, but like very much. So it's hard to really tell at this point. But that's on the shelf. We're talking about Karen. So, like, he was getting really intimate with Karen. What a line. With his human self. And then the little carrying thing, like, after the rock, paper, scissors, there was kind of some, like, weird energy there. They weren't really, like, having fun, and they were just kind of, like, awkwardly attached to each other, much different than the brushing session, right? Because that was very, like, they were both into it, the stars and like their spirit selves and all that mumbo jumbo. But then with the caring thing, it didn't have any of that, so they weren't really jamming with that very well. So that's kind of cool, and that's something to keep in mind. But also, like, because like later there's this idea that Kambaru is Araragi's resentment, right? Or it represents his resentment. Which would make sense for like Kambaru to represent that, because Kambaru's resentment was kind of her entire thing with her oddity. So for her to be a representation of Araragi's resentment would make sense, as long as Araragi has resentment to be represented, right? So like this makes me wonder, what does Araragi resent? Because that's a pretty strong line. But I think a clue to that, or at least one example of that, is in what's happening with Karen right now. Because like, so there's an idea here that, let's see, the human self is mostly the things he despises about himself, which again is like, there's a good example of that with the justice stuff, right? Because that was everything, like the things he was seeing Karen and getting onto Karen for were things that happened within Araragi as well, and he's like projecting that onto her and then criticizing her for it. You know, all the justice stuff, mostly. So, at least if we kind of expand that out and say like, okay, she just represents things he despises overall. Like, maybe you could say that the things he despises represented in Karen is being, or wants to meet up with resentment represented with Kambaru. And so we're having this situation where the things that Araragi despises in himself is becoming acquainted with Araragi's ability to resent. So like, what does Araragi resent? Maybe he like resents the things he despises about himself, because we're having Kambaru and Karen meet each other, you know? Which would also explain why Araragi doesn't want that to happen. Why he was like, didn't want them to meet very much, but then he eventually kind of compromised and had them meet up after the whole toothbrush game, because he like was indulging in the whole Karen, like he was into it, right? A part of him was into it and wanted it to happen, or like was willing to let it happen because of how it made him feel emotionally through all like the sexual stuff with the toothbrush. Yeah, so that's just interesting, and I'm kind of here for it. It's just like does because a big part of Karen's character is the whole like growing up, femininity, how Araragi's against her growing up and all that, right? Because he doesn't want to like see his sister in that way, or I don't know. There's like an entire thing. So like, does he despise in himself growing up? Like, I don't know. I don't really have like a lot on that, you know? Because like, it's really easy to say that he despises the justice thing in himself, right? Because that was really solid and really pushed for. But Karen's also working with other themes, like the growing up and the femininity, which is things that I don't, like, I have more trouble connecting to Araragi. So how much of Karen represents these things? I don't know. And so when Karen meets up with Kambaru, how much of the, what they represent is meeting, right? Is the human self-despising mixing with resentment, or is it just they're meeting up, and like, while they also represent these things, maybe what they represent aren't also meeting up, you know? How close, how intimately are they tied to their representations? And then other ideas, like the moon self is what he fears about himself. Couldn't tell you. I haven't seen the moon self like very much. Like Tsukihi just kind of does her thing. I mean, maybe like Tsukihi's like hysteric. So does he fear himself being hysterical and like going nuts? Maybe. I mean, perhaps. I don't know. Fear about himself is like such a thing. Like whenever I think of like despise or like fear of himself, like Araragi's self, not like self-hatred, but like self-critique or whatever, I think like the first thing I think of is episode, episode 6? Wait. Episode like 5 or 6 or whatever. Hachikuji and Bakemonogatari, because there's like a line where Hachikuji, it was like Araragi goes full molest mode, right? Which, what a line again. But he like fully indulges in like going crazy with Hachikuji, And the like narration that happens during that is something like there was a high school boy or high school man or whatever who, losing himself, molested an elementary schooler. Something like that, right? But the keywords of like losing himself, I think, clue into Araragi's self-critique, despising, self-something of at least indulging in like the sexual elements. Though there is a question of, like, let's say Hachikuji represents Araragi's inner child, which does feel pretty, like, I like that metaphor a lot. But is the sexuality, right, because he's obviously, like, interacting with Hachikuji in a sexual way, is that sexuality the, like, what he's critiquing in himself, like the sexual desires, or is that used as, like, how we're describing what, like, his indulgence, right? Because is it that he's losing himself because he's interacting sexually with Hachikuji, and like that's the problem? Or is it that represented through interacting sexually with Hachikuji, he's losing himself in his inner child, or in whatever Hachikuji represents? Or both? I don't know. Because like the whole, like, all the sexual, like the use of sexuality, I think can be used for like how much he's indulging in something. It's just used, like the sexual metaphor is just used for that. But how much of it is a metaphor? I don't know. An interesting question. And then, yeah, I really like this as well. And this is kind of on Hachikuji still. That, like, Senjougahara couldn't see Hachikuji, and so if Hachikuji represents Araragi's inner child, then Senjougahara couldn't see the childish parts of Araragi. And so, like, I don't know. I just like that. Like, that's like, good writing. Also, yes, thank you to nice people. Makes me very happy. Also, I'm in incognito mode, by the way. Because, like, I've had the issue, like, I don't want people to see my side recommends, you know? Because it's like, I get weird stuff in my side recommends. And so, like, sometimes when I'm, like, editing, like, if I'm not careful, I'll, like, expose my side recommends. So I started doing everything in incognito mode. So that's why, like, none of these are liked, because I'm just not signed in. Isn't that so funny? And look, a Chick-fil-A ad. Pog. But yes, thank you to all the people that are very nice. Yes, Ononoki, the third probably adult lolly character. Is she even a I don't even know if she's an oddity or not. I mean, Hachikuji's an oddity. Whatever. Araragi's devil boy, because the Japanese word for vampire literally translates to blood-sucking demon/devil. That's cool. I'm here for that. Wait, let me really quick skim this. I did read this before, I just forgot. Oh yeah, Shadow Araragi depiction about his inner justice's sister. How it applies to Tsukihi remains to be seen yet. True and real. Maybe some issues with the pacing of this season. I mean, there's only 2 episodes left, so I'm in this season, right? So I'm kind of curious what will be the case here. There was something I really liked in here about the bloodsuck, like stapler right here. Like let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So remember in Kizu, right? He gets horny with Hanakawa because Hanakawa's like, I want to meet a vampire, and then he gets horny and he goes out in the night and becomes a vampire. So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. Or not really quite a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's like, maybe on like a subconscious level, he wanted to be the vampire or something. And then that's why he went out and why he got horny. I don't know. That's just a random, I think. Blah, blah, blah. That changed Araragi. Suddenly he gained a friend. Vampires, much like staplers, are creatures that create connections, but drain something vital in return. Black Hanakawa also uses energy drain. Yeah, the whole draining thing is really interesting as well, because that's used a lot. Vampires, Hanakawa, staplers, I guess. I mean, staplers at least create connections. That's interesting. I never thought of staplers like that, because they bind things together. You staple 2 papers together. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, because Araragi, like this here, I like to see Araragi's first encounter with Kishot as his first encounter with the possibility of connection in a long time. Because, like, before, like, at the very beginning of Kizu, he kept talking about, like, being alone, and, like, being alone is the strongest you can be because you're not bound by, like, relationships. But then when he actually has a relationship, like, posited to him with Kishot, he jumps at it even if it's losing his humanity. So it's like that dissonance there where he, on one hand, is like against, or what's the word? He's like coping. He's like mentally rationalizing or coping with being alone by saying that it is what gives him his strength. But as soon as he is put into a dangerous situation, all that that strength that he should have gotten from being alone doesn't mean anything, and he immediately throws away his humanity for it, and then is reincarnated. Which also, if you want to say, like, when he actually started to connect with people, because he connected with Kiss Shot, and that's where everything, like, that's when everything started going, like, wrong. But also right, you know? Because that, like, interacting with Kiss Shot, like, opened him up to both the wonderful relationship he had with Shinobu with Kiss Shot for a while there, because, you know, they were, like, really good buds for a minute, but also all the pain that comes into, like, human relationships, right? A little bit of a hedgehog's dilemma, question mark. Yes, the duality of monsters and humans, lots of good stuff. I'm excited for the second season reactions and the final season reactions and whatever comes next. Just finish the series. We're cooking through it piece by piece. I like this as well because the bars, the lattices, like all that. Man, my eyes are burning because I'm not blinking. Can I blink properly? Holy crap. Okay. So what was I saying? Yes, the bars lattice thing, because that's the thing that we keep seeing Araragi doing, where he's like the camera is through bars. We saw that with Tsukihi. We saw that with a little bit like Hachikuji, if you maybe, but especially with like the sisters. So that could be part of the neglecting, ignoring his sisters, because that has been a thing, and we've talked about that a little bit. It could be also separating them from all the oddity, supernatural things that are happening in Araragi's life, because that's something he talked about with Hachikuji. I like that as well. And then we also noticed that after Karen interacts with, not oddities, but what was kind of thought to be an oddity with Kaiki, because that was like hypnotism, right? But after she gets like ingrained into that world, the bars thing kind of stop, or at least it stops when they do the pickup thing, when Araragi gets on her shoulders. Once they become a lot closer, like the bars cease, so like those walls that are put up between them stop, or at least lessen. Yes, so I like this. I'm not sure if it's conscious or not, but he kind of separates himself from Hanakawa too. Oh, could they be seen in Bakemonogatari with Hanakawa? I would need to rewatch it. That's the crazy thing. Like rewatching it, I already know a bunch of random thematic elements are gonna like hit me right in the brain. I almost didn't say brain there. No longer human reference. Pog, I was here. Pog, Ononoki, my beloved. Ononoki, my Ononoloved. Yotsugi, my beloved. I love these types of comments so much that just say my beloved. Nazca Valley of the Wind, great reference. Isn't it great in all the OPs? Kind of true. I actually went back and looked through OPs. And then this is also interesting as well. So like, I've talked about this at length. I won't talk about this like super much right now. But like, the watch-through experience, like the first blind watch-through experience versus like the heavy discussion experience, because like obviously like I'm like through talking with a bunch of people in the comments and just all sorts of stuff, like my experience with this show is going to be very different from somebody that just watches it on their own and doesn't like put in all these thoughts and thinking with it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that like my experience with the show is better or not, because maybe part of the show is to be is to miss things, is to forget, is to kind of go through that. So like this, like the flow of Nisemonogatari, the guy that wrote it, the flow of the writing is a lot about playing around with spoiling stuff in the audience's memory. So yeah, like if I'm constantly like pouring through the episodes and doing all this stuff, then I'm potentially missing out on the playing with memory and all that. So yeah, I thought that was a good point. It's just kind of, I don't know, the discussion format is just so weird as a concept to me, but I talk about that a lot, so let's maybe calm down a little bit. No, I like that comment, like good Pog comment, but like I'm gonna calm down a little bit, not we. I also use like I and we interchangeably. I really gotta like work on that maybe. Oh yeah, and then also, did I read this? Oh, I did read this a little bit. Yes, I did. I just didn't read the very beginning here. Well, I read it previously. I didn't just read it right now though. So like Araragi's oddity being his like pseudo immortality with the vampirism, or like with the vampirism. Sure, Pog. And also Hachikuji kind of, but like not really anymore. Like that she was his oddity for like a minute there. But yeah, basically Pog. I want to watch the episode, and by that I mean scroll through the last episode. So episode 9. I need another sip of my liquid. My throat hurts. Also wearing the Dr. Pepper shirt for the Dr. Pepper. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's Dr. Pepper cream soda too. Good stuff. Okay. So, Kambaru is straight naked. Thank you for that, Kambaru. She cuts her hair, short hair, makes her look even more like Kambaru. So like they're starting to look like each other a little bit. They're meeting up with each other. What does that mean? We meet up with, what's this girl's name? Kagenui, something like that. Kagenui. And she wants to go to the cram school, which is just suspicious, because that's where Oshino is, like, and she's saying that she wants to like set up shop. The last guy that set up shop was selling spells to children and hypnotizing children. Okay, I don't know how to feel about this. And you got this weird looking child with you. Like, what is that? Who is this girl? Ononoki? She looks like a robot. Like, she looks like an oddity, does she not? She's wearing teal hair. She's a really weird looking, like, outfit that probably represents whatever oddity she is. Because I'm, like, thinking back to Hachikuji, who literally looks like a snail. Still is so funny to me. But yeah. And also, this girl's, like, super strong. At least that's what Tsukihi remarked on. So, definitely some there. Oh, yeah, Shinobu tripping Adaragi. Shinobu really said, okay, we're not dealing with this Hachikuji molesting right now. Nope. But why? Time to analyze it? Just kidding. Well, we probably could, but I don't really have something right off the cuff to say on that. So we'll hold off. We'll hold off. Oh, yeah, and I said with a posed look. What does posed even mean? A posed look? And they know about all the oddities just by looking at them. So they're definitely oddity experts, right? Because not even Kaiki was saying what people's oddities were. Because Kaiki was kind of... Kaiki was unique in his like view of oddities. Where I think these two are probably more typical views of oddities, question mark. Just because they're actually like calling people by their oddities as opposed to just like hypnotizing everyone and going sicko mode. Because I don't think Kaiki ever really like called people out for their oddities. Like, he didn't really do that. So for them to do that is very, very specific and very interesting. But yeah, where's Tsukihi? How's Tsukihi gonna connect to these two people? I have literally no idea. Basically though, I kind of want to just go into the episode. Did I read the little flashy flash last time too? Oh, does the playing end here? The gag part has reached its end. All the fun with Karen has reached its end. Now, like, reality's gonna, like, step in or something? I don't know. Honestly, I kind of want to just go to episode 10. I'm just gonna go to episode 10. Okay. Well, we start each episode, like, at this house. We always go to Adaragi's house. I feel like we've had this shot happen, like, 30 times. Okay. Episode 10, Nisemonogatari. Let's get going. In 3, 2, 1. Bang! I want my water bottle. Oh, Tsukihi? Oh, no, Shinobu's talking, but we're in the house. She just rolls out of the door. Popsicle. Oshino information, maybe? Oh. A sale? Oh. Including golden chocolate, though? I thought this was going to be about the two, you know? Maybe she's just trolling until she gets to the actual point. What do you mean, no? It's worth it. So she can like pop out? Yeah. It's like a taxi. The sun is my enemy? She just straight up said that too. And the sun is... Dude, because the sun is the human self. So the vampire's enemy is the human self, because that was all of Kizu, bro. Wait, that's actually crazy. She just straight up said, the sun is my enemy. Shinobu Despising enemy. And then Tsukihi's just dancing, man. I actually like this OP a lot. This OP has had to grow on me, but I like it. I just wish we actually got Tsukihi. I want to see some Tsukihi action, man. What is an Onanoki, man? There's gotta be like a squid. She looks like a squid. Right? That'd be my guess. And I feel like Onanoki might be like... I'm just trying to think... Dude, I'm literally thinking of like me going to a Japanese restaurant ordering food to try to figure out like what the names mean. Because that's the closest I know to Japanese is freaking a Japanese restaurant, you know? I can't let myself be deceived by her appearance. Tsukihi. He's talking about Tsukihi being... He's gonna get deceived by Tsukihi's appearance. Okay. Skirt, skirt. Okay, don't take pictures of her. What is that, hair gel? Vanilla. True. She's been spending time with Aragi and Kombaru. Well, now Kombaru. Oh, that's not hair gel. She just licked it. Oh, wow, yeah. She admits, though, that she doesn't have a very good idea of what it is. Justice. Because that was kind of part of the idea, right? With Karen. Hmm. She's being so clear that I'm worried that I'm being deceived. Though this feels pretty realistic to like what's actually happening. To retire. Why does she look like that? Oh, yeah. What do you mean, R? R breasts? Suspicious. Don't say you're gonna invite middle school girls and that's why he's gonna come. Okay, do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy some donuts. You want anything? Ask her what donut she wants. Thank you, that counts. I'll let that count. What does that mean? Oh, you don't want anyone outside seeing in? Hey. Why? What? No, I think he has a good reason. Right? Okay, all her scars are gone. I didn't realize she had scars. No, it's kind of, I mean, they faded, but, like, not fast. And tie her hands. Holy. Okay, do it. No. No, Aragi. Don't step on her. Bio. This guy, man. It gets harder to like, work with him every time. Okay, it's okay. We're working on it. Wait. Okay, that's kind of funny. You have a boyfriend? Do I have to write that down? I'm not going to worry about it unless it comes back up. They both have boyfriends. Oh. Okay, we're at the donut shop. She's pogging at these donuts. I mean, surely whatever happened with Tsukihi was because of Kage Nui and Ononoki, right? Just because of the timing. Tofu donut? Don't eat that. Look at her go. She's so excited. The words per minute is exceptional. Three, that's it. Okay. Now, yeah. She's accepting bribes. Oh no. Oh no. What is this? A standoff. A tumbleweed. A tumbleweed. Actual standoff. No, you should choose 6 each so you can get a dozen. She's straight chowing. Why does this look like a McDonald's but donut themed? Oh, yeah. Posed look one, true and real. Please do. Is she an oddity? Thank you. Thank you. She isn't the age she appears. Okay. Sure, wait. I think I said that, did I? Yeah, that's what I said, that their names are similar. Oh yeah, because they're both Oshino, bro. Yeah, Shinobu and Oshino. Is the familiar... Wait, that's Pog. I'm writing it. A Shikigami. Yeah. Okay. I like that. The Oshino Shinobu... Oshino Shinobu connection is similar to, like, these two. Makes sense. You're lying. Oh no, who is it? What if it's Kaiki? That'd be so funny. It's gotta be. It is. That's so funny. He's straight up chowing. Kaiki, my boy. Tell me about it. He's probably got the most basic donuts, plus like a black coffee. Pay me money. He took the wallet. No, give me the wallet back. Oh. They. So both of them. They're real. Exorcist. Is that a new term? I think is Shinobu stealing his donuts? That'd be funny. You did say they. Why were they separated though? Maybe they were just both looking for the cram school. It's like divide and conquer, right? Uh-oh. That's bad. Because it's bad for Tsukihi. That means Tsukihi's a target, maybe. And also bad for them too, because vampires, yeah. But I don't think they're the targets, because they literally met up with them already. Right? We'll see, though. Shinobu really just in the basket. Or like what other kinds of entities are immortal? Yeah. Like a phoenix. But, okay, so is... Ah, jeez. Oh, like your sister. Okay, heard. But, like, why would she have an immortal one, right? Where are you? Wait, what? A desert? Oh, she's at our house. They're gonna jump her. What is that stance? Dude, stop ringing that doorbell. He's really just self-disclosing all of that to both of them. Like, what if they didn't know? Well, no, they call them vampire. Just kidding, they knew. Or Devil Boy, rather. Yeah. Iron-blooded. Oh, shoot. She knows the actual name. Perfect. Thank you, Oshino. Yeah, literally. Thank you, Oshino, my boy. Oh, Kun. Well, yeah, okay. That means there's an unresolved immortal creature nearby. And we're at your house, my doggy. Dude, stop ringing that doorbell! We're fine. That's what I'm saying. Oh, she is so dead. Can't you tell? Hello? Oh, giant finger. Why would that be your power? I don't understand. I think that's why she was cut in half in the OP. I think she has been cut in half. Oh my, she has. That's good. That's good. Man, Araragi actually seeing red though. Huh? Oh, she jumped him. Okay, yeah. I miss him. Oh, is it a fake? Well, let me think. No, okay. Cause like she has no scars. I'm just okay. Let's just hold for now. She's fine, she'll regrow. Surely. Yeah, she's back. Wait, so did she get disintegrated? Because if you grow back, then you're gonna lose your scars. That would make sense, right? True and real. But like, by an immortal bird. A fiery bird, too. The evil phoenix. Thank you, Shinobu. He's spitting a lot of shade. Ooh, okay. A bluff. Thank you, Shinobu. Well, right, but like, why would you just kill her if you knew she would regen, right? Yeah. We'll pretend to fall for your bluff. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. What's up with your finger? Why she got big finger? Okay. The ruling. Alright, later. Okay, so okay, so where's the real sister? Or is she the real sister that was like inhabited and then changed, right? Because they're calling her fake sister. They're calling her a fake sister, you know? But it's like, like, even if she's like, how long has she been a fake sister, right? If she's been like a fake sister for like a really long time, then at that point, your real sister is the bird. You know what I'm saying? Like, who cares? Not like quite that, but you know what I mean? We'll get there. Yeah, I was big chillin' though when she squished her with her finger. Like, they're not gonna kill the little sister in front of Adaragi that easily. No shot. And we know she's immortal, right? That's like the entire point. So, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Don't panic. Don't panic. Da 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 da. That's my favorite part. Familiar. So Ononoki's just a spirit. I'm curious what her actual oddity is, right? Because she is an oddity. She's just under Yosuru's control. Well, control's a strong word, but in the same way that Oshino bound Shinobu to him through the sharing of a name, she's doing the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see their little insanity sprawl here. Where the fire and then silent. Yikes. Wow. Yeah. But this keeps up. Nothing new really will be made. Yeah. What does Sengoku say? It's been like that since the dawn of time. Wait, that's kind of a fun idea. Wait, that's kind of fun. Like, the decline of literature because all it is like sequels and revamps and bonus content and blah, 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 instead of like new stories. But then, counter, it's been like that all along. That's kind of fun. Wait. Additional content works, spin-offs, side stories, bonus material works, revivals as of late. And so, like, because, yeah, I mean, that feels kind of true. I was thinking Disney, you know? Because, like, every Disney, like, a bunch of, or, like, Marvel, if you want to do that. Like, those formulaic big movies that just pump out things over and over, and it's just spin-offs and spin-offs and spin-offs and spin-offs, and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, like, who cares? Like, you just get so tired of that. But then, yeah, maybe it has been like that all along with, like, mythos, like, the sharing of myths and such, you know? Like, how many times did somebody reuse, Odysseus or whatever, or like reference that or spin off that or blah blah blah, like back in the ancient days? That's kind of a fun idea. Okay, yeah, her being split in half here is really funny in the OP because that's when she got finger killed. Whoa. Okay, we're fine. Red alert there for a second. I just. What do you mean she's not like she's not a real sister, right? Like, what do you mean by that situation? How long has this been occurring? Because there comes a point that's like, if Tsukihi has been like, okay, so is she a bird that's like possessed Tsukihi's body and made her immortal? Because she literally is immortal, right? That's straight oddity behavior, which is pretty crazy. Which is also funny because, Araragi was fearing Hachiku, or like fearing his sisters being entwined in the oddity world, and he was expressing that to Hachikuji. But then the one that represents the moon or whatever, like the opposite of the human self or the oddity self or whatever you want to call it, Tsukihi, was an oddity all along or something like that. That's just a cool idea. The question though is she an oddity all along, or what? Like, what is she? Because most of the time it's been a oddity has possessed a person. So, and she had scars when she was younger. Though, I don't know, that doesn't really mean it that much. I don't think she's a duplicate, right? She's not like a duplicate of the sister, because she's still acting like the sister. Scars heal. I'm a human being. Copium. But I don't know, because like it's either she's a human that got odditied and then became like immortal and regenerative, or she's an oddity pretending to be a human, which is the way that it was described to us by the duo here, exorcism duo. You're looking lively. Did something good happen? Yeah. Also, Araragi just immediately going like, I'm going to kill you. I respect that. I respect that move. That's a very good move. Okay, yeah. Your sister's possessed by an immortal bird. So possessed. But then that was never truly your sister. What do you mean? Run it back? Okay. Your sister is possessed by an immortal bird, period. So she's possessed. That was never truly your sister. I mean, Araragi's got vampire blood in him, but he's still Araragi, right? Like, being attached to an oddity, I don't think disconnects you from being you. It's you also have something else going on. So, like, saying that's, like, not truly a sister, I don't think I agree with. It's just that a sister's, it's like, it's additive. It's not, like, replacement, Like, sister plus bird, not sister replaced by bird. Right? Kombudu plus monkey, not Kombudu is monkey. It's like a part of them, It is human, yet not human. I mean, but Araragi's also like that, So I'm not that bothered by this. But that means that there's probably an issue here that needs to be solved. I mean, with all the stuff about, like not being, like, Karen leaving her, like, that worry of Karen leaving her behind. Wait, this says... I thought this said Senjugahara. No, it just says senior in high school. With, like, Karen leaving her behind and not being the Fire Sisters anymore. Like, how does that relate to immortality, though, and, like, rebirth? I mean, I guess she could be being reborn because she's no longer, like, attached to somebody else, so she, like, is reborn as, like, an individual. Something like that. But, man, Araragi really speedruns, like, stripping people. How long does it take? So, boom, pulled the thing, dunzo, finished. He ties her hands and gets her on the ground at like 6-7 seconds. He's got too much practice with this. Also, Kaiki just showing up is just great. I just love Kaiki. He's so tired. He's so sick of this. And then he just takes his entire wallet. Also, I don't think Araragi probably had much money in there. I think Kaiki's just fine with it. Like, easy money, right? What's it called? Diamond nickeling? Nickel and dime, whatever that's called. Piece by piece. Okay. What are we gonna do about this? We have one more episode. What are we gonna do about this? Are we gonna, like, get rid of the Phoenix, or is the Phoenix, like, part of her? Because I'm unsure, like, what. Because, like, there's a connection, right? There's a connection between whatever's going on with the Phoenix and whatever's going on with her mental, most likely, because that's what's happened with most oddities, right? Oh wait. If we want to say that Araragi, that Tsukihi is what Araragi is afraid of, right? Then he's afraid of immortality. Because that's, right? That's what freaking Shinobu in the bath episode was talking about at the end, About how, like, they're going to be together forever. And everyone's going to die, and then it's just going to be me and you. Like, this is the immortality that he's afraid of. So she is immortal to represent that fear of immortality. Because she represents what he fears. Question mark? Okay, I could see that. I could see that being the case. That's kind of what we're looking for here. Oh yeah, let me read this. Okay. Flashing thing. Said Tsukihi as she nodded her head with an unsure expression. She also appeared lighthearted and relaxed with her head slightly tilted back. Droopy eyes, loose expression, slumped shoulders, slouched back, as if she's a lounging panda. But I can't let myself be deceived by her appearance. It's quite obvious that she's nowhere near lighthearted or relaxed. Since just this morning, she practically beat Karen and me to a pulp. She isn't the slightest bit sleepy, she's a fully alert panda, a bear. My honest opinion of the two fire sisters, Karen would be much easier to control since she's a reckless idiot, but Tsukihi is an uncontainable fool, one that goes beyond capable of manipulation. She has her hysterical peaks. If Karen is the red flame, then Tsukihi would be the blue flame. Being careless means getting burned. Not a slight singe of the skin, but a deep scorching to the bone. Okay, that last line is actually kind of fire. Not a slight singe of the skin, but a deep scorching to the bone. Whew. What do you mean by just this morning she practically beat Karen and me to a pulp? Oh, with the owls? Probably with the owls, right? I just don't know when she became Phoenix. Like, if she's been Phoenix the entire time, or if she only became Phoenix... Like, okay, so she's missing a scar. I'm going to episode 1. Is there a scar in episode 1? No, I don't see a scar here. Because it's supposed to be, like, around her, like, upper, like right below her clavicle, I think. Yeah. Or, like, here? Yeah, I'm not seeing any scars. It's not like she's trying to hide it either. I mean, if you're a Phoenix that's trying to hide as the sister, then I feel like you would maybe, like, cover your body up where you knew scars were to, like, better slip in. But that assumes that the Phoenix is pretty smart. Which might not be a fair assumption. And also, I don't know. That the Phoenix is trying to hide. It just is living within her. Yeah. I think what we're probably running into is a difference in opinion on oddities, because, like, these two, Kagenui and Ononoki, they probably are very anti-oddity because they're exorcists, right? They see, oh, an immortal oddity is in your sister, that means your sister is a fake and we got to get rid of that. As opposed to someone like Araragi or Ashino that is much more of, like, aware of how oddities and humans can intersect, like, in a peaceful way, and, like, how to navigate that. So that's probably why they're so killer mode. But it's also like you have an entire oddity with a giant finger as your familiar. So I mean you're using an oddity too. So it's not like she's a like extremist or whatever. But like this, a monstrous fake that snuck into a human family, pretended to be human, and deceived humans. That makes it sound like the Phoenix has got every control of the situation, right? That she's like actually being puppeted by the Phoenix because she's been possessed. But the way they're describing it is as if it's like snuck its way in and is actively deceiving people, as opposed to just like being a part of her. Or I'm gonna say she's more a part of her. But I mean, it is a problem. It's just instead of like trying to kill her by squishing her or whatever you were trying to do, which honestly the whole like punching her with the finger here, that was probably more to just show Araragi what the situation is through example, as opposed to actually trying to make something happen. Because I mean they're aware she's immortal, right? And I don't think they're testing it or anything, because she wouldn't kill some random kid just to test if she's immortal or not. Like, they knew she was immortal, surely. Yeah. Dang. It's just crazy to me. I'm gonna write down the boyfriend names actually real quick, just for fun. I love the way she walks away too. Okay, right here. Oh no, it's right before this. Just because it might become important at some point, or like, we've thrown a couple boy names around with like the Sengoku stuff, you know. Let's see. Let me write. Oh, I just pressed lock. Wait, did that just screw with my recording? Okay, we're fine. Oops. Hopefully that didn't just screw everything up. I pressed lock on my keyboard and it turned my stuff off. Okay, we're fine. Karen and Tsukihi. Okay. Yeah, why do we have to be pure with our boyfriends if we're physical with my brother? That's cringe. True. So Tsukihi is Rozokuzawa, probably some crazy naming structure there. What if that's the name of the phoenix or something? That'd be funny. And then Karen's is Mizudori. Mizuku Midoriya. But they haven't been getting very along. It's probably because Karen's going sicko mode with Araragi. She doesn't need a boyfriend. Or Kambaru now. Now she got Kambaru. Holy. Interesting. Honestly, though, that's all I really gotta say for episode 10. I kinda am, like, reserving, like, full send ideas until we figure out what's going on with Tsukihi, because I honestly just don't know. I just honestly don't know. We haven't been getting much Tsukihi action, and it was only just revealed that she's been an oddity for, like, how long, we don't know. So we'll kind of hold on that for a minute. But yeah, that's all I really got to say for this episode 10 of Nisemonogatari. Of course, if you made this far into the episode, I do appreciate it. Not that many people do. 4%, 5%, whatever it is, you're here, that's what matters. I appreciate you for that. Of course, also, if you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, comment down below if you have anything to say. Or join the Discord and talk to me there. That's usually the best way to reach me. But until then, until next episode, that's all I really got for tonight. I'll be seeing you then.